behalf of Via Rail Canada, we welcome you on board Train 15, the Ocean. Please note that all seats on this train are assigned. Out of consideration for passengers boarding at other stations, we ask that all economy class passengers please occupy the seat and car indicated on their ticket. For your safety, we ask that you familiarize yourself with the security pamphlet located in your cabin or your seat pocket. Please take a moment to locate the emergency exits and equipment in your car. There are a minimum of 4 emergency windows per car. We would also like to remind you that standing in the vestibule is not permitted, and footwear must be worn when circulating on board the train. Our crew is responsible for your safety and well-being. We invite you to sit back, relax, enjoy your ticket. We will soon be circulating for ticket validation. Please have your passes ready. Thank you and have a pleasant trip. Bonjour, au nom de Via Rail Canada, nous souhaitons la bienvenue à bord du train 15, l'Océan. Veuillez noter que toutes les places de ce train sont attribuées par considération pour les voyageurs montant en bord en d'autres gares. Nous demandons à tous les passagers de la station terminée d'occuper le siège de la voiture et sur le billet.
Maria, I want to talk to you about self-sacrifice. I want to talk to you about putting yourself out there and doing everything that you can in your power, and even extending your power a little bit further than you think it should go in order to prove yourself. I want to talk about time, money, energy, health. I want to talk about telling yourself that you are putting yourself first, even though it looks like you're putting yourself behind everybody else. Because in the end, people will be grateful. And in the end, people will remember what a trooper you were. And in the end, they will recognize your dedication. And in the end, they will reward you for your self-sacrifice. I just spent the week in Montreal, Quebec, and it was an extremely pleasant trip. I stayed with my dear friend Brandon, and I slept on his couch. I'm extremely thankful for his generosity. This trip wouldn't have been possible without him. I got to hang out with him for a few scant moments before exhaustion claimed me every night after working 8-hour days, 10-hour days, 12-hour days. And I was able to end the week feeling very satisfied with myself. But it cost a lot. It required a lot out of me. And although I met the call every time it was risen, I wonder what sort of precedent it sets. I don't want to be the sort of person who people depend on because they know they can take advantage of me. But increasingly I'm unsure of what it is that I bring to the table aside from that dogged determination, that insistence to do whatever it takes to get something done. Even if I'm not doing it particularly fast or particularly well. Does it reflect well on me to be the person who keeps at it, who stays late, who pays for it himself, to ensure that stuff is done as best as it could be with the human resources available at hand? I got the train up from Halifax, and it was really interesting to watch the terrain change before my eyes, to see stuff become snowier, more barren, more bleak, to feel like I was physically moving into winter the closer I got to Montreal. It was interesting to ride the metro, to learn the stations, to become comfortable with a certain part of an extremely large city, to become aware that it's even larger than I can imagine. And yet in the minds of the locals, the part of it that's actually the city is so much smaller than what I see. It was interesting for me to learn that I was expecting too much of people, that I was allowing people to expect too much of me, that I was willing to go so many extra miles that it crossed the line from being responsible, from being generous, into being naive, stupid, and vulnerable. I became aware that I am riding a threshold between being an advantage to the team and being taken advantage of. Obviously, there's a positive side to all of this. All of this can be looked at in a positive light. I've learned so much, not only about how to do my job, but how not to do my job. About seeing ways that I could technically complete all of the tasks that are required of me, but in a way that wouldn't make me the sort of producer that I want to be. And now that I've tested those methods, or I've watched them be tested, I can be over them. I can leave that error in the trial and error process behind me, and I can move on with my life and be better for it. And so long as I know when and where to draw the line, it should be okay to be this person, because doing it still felt good. Being able to solve problems was rewarding, feeling relied upon felt promising. But so long as I don't allow myself to truly and simply be taken advantage of, then I guess I won't be. I like Montreal. I've only been here a week, so obviously I can't say that I've lived here. I can't really speak to the feeling of a city digging into your bones and just being a drag, because it's still novel to me. I've got one ride left on the metro, and I am excited to buy my ticket, ride down to McGill, walk around the underground mall, go to Central Station. That's still a trip for me. That's still a treat. It's not a chore. And I can't really speak to what Montreal is like once it's become a chore, but everybody's been nice to me. Everybody's been accepting of me, tolerant of me at the very least. And I hope I left a good impression on people. I hope people see beyond the mere financial, logistical, or economical advantage of me being around, and see that it's my willingness and determination that lends itself to that advantage actually being useful. I hope people appreciate me for what I've done. I hope someday, because of that appreciation, I'll be empowered to come back to this city and do even more stuff and do it even better. I hope the self-sacrificing I'm doing now is building up a better Michael for the future. And since that's what I want, that's what I'm going to believe has happened here until I see evidence to the contrary. Now I'm gonna go get on a subway, and then I'm gonna get on a train, and then tomorrow I'm gonna be back in Halifax. And on Monday I'm gonna be back in the same office I'm usually in, and things will be back to normal. But the new normal is going to include the fact that all of this has happened. I came here, and I emerged victorious. No matter the cost, perhaps that alone was worthwhile. I'll talk to you soon.